Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? My name is Resonator Zen, and in this video I'm going to be responding to something from Breakpoint by way of LifeSite News. The title of the piece is Forget the First Amendment, Silencing Christian Voices in America. Now, that is actually not happening. What's happening is fundamentalist Christians who happen to own businesses are getting told they can't discriminate against gay people anymore, and they're having a shit fit about it. And they think they should be exempt from the laws because they're fundamentalist Christians, when there are no other religious groups getting their panties in a twist about this. So, yeah. That's what's really going on, not this, we're trying to silence your stupid ass bullshit. No, you're just being a cunt and you're getting in trouble for being a cunt. That's what's basically happening. Saying. Be honest, please. So, the author of this is Eric Metaxas. And I'll leave a link to it if you want to go read it for yourself. But let's get to it, shall we? In 2013, Rachel Bowman Cryer visited Sweet Cakes by Melissa, a bakery in Portland, Oregon, to order a wedding cake for Bowman Cryer's upcoming wedding to her partner, Laurel. What has happened since that day almost perfectly captures the cultural moment we're living in. What, that bigoted scumfucks are getting their teeth kicked in like they so rightly should have their teeth kicked in? The bakery's owners, Aaron and Melissa Klein, told Bowman Cryer that their religious beliefs would not allow them to fulfill their request. And guess what? You ran afoul of a discrimination law when you did that. And yeah, you're not free from the law because you believe God told you that you were. Because your soul may belong to God, but your ass belongs to the people of Oregon when you break laws. And it's not like this law was unbeknownst to them, or if it was, that's not a fucking defense of what this cunt did. Seriously. Ignorance of the law is not a defense of breaking the law. But you think she or he would know that, considering they were in business for quite some time, and this shit didn't just crop up last Tuesday. So, yeah, you'd think they would know a little bit about this law, and maybe not to run afoul of it because of the shitstorm that would ensue. So either they're stupid or incompetent. I don't know which is actually worse. As you've probably guessed, the matter didn't end there. I know it didn't end there because I followed this shit pretty closely because you're whining and bitching and moaning about it. 7 months after the visit, Bowman Cryer and her partner filed a complaint with Oregon's Bureau of Labor and Industries alleging discrimination on the basis of their sexual orientation, even though same-sex marriage didn't become legal in Oregon until 2014. It doesn't fucking matter. They went to you for a wedding cake. It doesn't matter if it was legal or not. You offer, or at least you offered, cakes for heterosexual couples for weddings, so you kind of had to offer wedding cakes to gay people for weddings. And who's to say that they weren't getting the cake made so they could go to another state where it's legal and have the fucking wedding there? And who's to say that they couldn't have a wedding ceremony in Oregon anyway? They could have gotten married in another state, came home to Oregon and said, fuck it, let's have a proper wedding. And so they went to you for a cake, and you decided to throw a shit fit about it, and are pissed off that people kind of pointed and laughed at you and said, you're fucking stupid. And there are consequences to being discriminatory douchebags. Now, if this sounds a lot like the case of the New Mexico photographer Elaine Huguenin, who can get fucked, to you, you're only partly right. That's because what happened in Oregon was even more punitive. Cry me a fucking river, please. The administrative law judge appointed by Brad Avakian, Oregon's labor commissioner, not only sided with Bowman Cryer and her partner, he also awarded them $135,000 in damages. And so that's generally what happens when one side wins a lawsuit. They get a sum of money. Generally, maybe a large sum of money. As reported in the Daily Signal, the damages were for emotional trauma occasioned by the refusal to bake a cake for the couple. The list of maladies attributed to the Klein's refusal reads like the end of a pharmaceutical ad on TV, and you are being a little bit passive-aggressive, aren't you, Mr. Metaxas? Excessive sleep, high blood pressure, impaired digestion, loss of appetite, migraine headaches, and weight gain. High blood pressure, excessive sleep, loss of appetite, migraine, and weight gain. All of them can kind of be linked to depression. I'm not sure about the migraine headaches, but migraine headaches can be caused by stress and other things. So it can impair digestion, and high blood pressure can be caused by being pissed off or fucking being stressed about things. So, yeah, if you went to this place to get a cake, and they told you to fuck off, in pretty nice terms, and you were like, shit, I want to do this thing, you know, we had all this shit set up, and this fucking cunt is like, nah. Like, that would make you stressed out and depressed. So, it's not like this is out of the realm of possibility that people could actually exhibit these symptoms and get them from being treated like shit, like you are trying to assert that they couldn't possibly have felt like this because of some twat who could make a shitty cake, you know, refusing to make them a cake. In addition, both women alleged that the denial of service made them feel unloved by God and they were not created with a soul and unworthy of holy love and life. Considering that the twat who owned the fucking cake shop basically said, God told me that you guys are fucking evil, maybe a little bit nicer, but we can't serve you because of that. Yeah, that would, if they were religious, that kind of would shake someone's faith. That probably would make them feel unloved, that, you know, a fellow Christian would kind of just throw them out on their ass. So, yeah. As outrageous as the damages award was, the worst was yet to come. Avakian modified that administrative law judge's proposed order to include a provision ordering the Kleins not to speak publicly about not wanting to bake cakes for same-sex weddings based on their Christian beliefs. I'm presuming that's due to the fact that they're still kind of in the litigation phase of the lawsuit. Things have kind of been, you know, settled, but it remains to be seen whether or not the Kleins are going to actually abide by the ruling. Because generally when a bigoted sack of shit gets, you know, shit thrown in their face, they're like, no, and like they act all petulant and shit. Until then they have to just say, fuck it, I'll pay the fucking damages. So they could just be saying, you know, don't say stupid shit on, you know, camera. Or in print. The Klein's lawyer, Anna Harmon, told the Daily Signal that Avakian has been outspoken throughout the case about his intent to rehabilitate those whose beliefs do not conform to the state's ideas. Well, when it comes to businesses, he kind of has that power considering he's the labor commissioner. He kind of can say, your business is kind of fucked, and I'm going to try and, you know, change, you know, going to change your business and say, hey, you're wrong. Go get fucked. If you don't change your mind, go get fucked even more, basically. She called his cease and desist order a brazen attack on every American's right to freely speak. That's not fucking true. Because it wasn't directed at every citizen of Oregon, it was directed at two dumb fucks who decided to run afoul of the law. And said that it imposed government orthodoxy on those who do not agree with government-sanctioned ideas. Because they were a business. Not because they were private citizens, but because they were a business and they weren't following labor laws and public accommodation laws. That's why they ran afoul of the fucking law, and that's why they got their shit kicked in, and that's why their teeth are now residing in their stomach. It's not because they're Christians, it's because they're ignorant, dumb fucks. That's why shit went so badly for them. Harmon is, of course, right. How is this legal, you might ask? Because he's the labor commissioner, he is also... This is under his purview, so he can just do this. Again, they might be, you know, going to appeal, so there's still kind of a possibility of it getting litigated. So the gag order's probably to keep them from trying to poison the well and get the whole thing moved to another fucking thing. So, It probably isn't. I like how you ask, how is this legal? But you don't have an answer as to why it's illegal. Just saying. I'm not the one making the fucking arguments. I'm not the one typing the shit up. I'm only a person who's actually reading this shit and looking at the logical inconsistencies. And just the intellectual laziness. But we live in a culture where traditional beliefs about marriage are increasingly seen as aberrations to be eradicated, and the people seeking to do the eradicating aren't about to let the First Amendment stand in their way. That's not true, because you can still run your stupid fucking mouth as much as you possibly want. Again, this was a business that ran afoul of business law, whether willfully or not willfully, and they thought they were special because of Jesus. When it was shown that they weren't special because of Jesus, they decided to piss and moan about it to anybody who would listen, which happens to be people at Lifestyle News and on Breakpoint. So, yeah. That's why the work of groups like the Alliance Defending Freedom and the Beckett Fund is so vital and worthy of our support. Why is it worthy of my support? Because they're people who don't know their ass from their elbow and have so many biases, it's almost like I'm looking at a Klan meeting. Something tells me groups like these are going to be very busy, by the way. Yes, and they'll be making shit tons of money off the exploited people who they're trying to fill their heads full of bullshit with. So, yeah. In its recent same-sex marriage decision, the Supreme Court equated liberty with dignity and defined dignity as essentially the right to public affirmation of your choices. That is dignity, getting treated like a fucking human being. I don't see why that isn't a part of being dignified. Why should we be able to treat citizens of this country differently just because of who they love? I treat you guys differently, not because you're Christians, not because of anything related to your belief system. I hate you and I fucking throw shit in your face because you're douchebags. And nobody's doing this on a large enough scale, so I decided to try and do this shit. I took on this task many years ago when I first came upon Tiny Diddy, the CWA, and it's just kind of morphed into this. That puts Christians in the crosshairs. No, it doesn't put all Christians, it puts asshole Christians in the crosshairs. Just like how it puts asshole Muslims and Jews and fucking Buddhists and Shintoists and fucking Hindus. It puts all the assholes in all the groups on fucking notice. Hey, assholes, don't be fucking assholes. In an age where feelings are what matters, God forbid we don't live in a sociopathic fucking age, there's potentially no limit to how people can feel not affirmed. This doesn't mean we shouldn't go the extra mile to avoid needless offense. But you should still be able to treat gay people like fucking assholes. But as John Stonestreet recently said on Breakpoint, for some people it really doesn't matter how winsome we are. Our failure to celebrate their choices is in itself considered offensive. When you're business, yes, that's true. Because you're supposed to be accommodating the public. Unless you're some pretty private little fucking shitty club like the Klan. Which you can do whatever the fuck you want as long as you don't kill people or hurt people in any way. So that's the cultural moment we're living in. In an age of feelings. Again, what the fuck is with you guys saying you're like, oh, this is an age of feelings, and why are you trying to shit on feelings? Feelings are what make us human. Feelings are what make us decent human fucking beings. Feelings make us able to empathize, and empathy is crucial to helping other people. It's a part of your, or at least it should be a part of your fucking religion to feel and be able to empathize and sympathize with people. Instead of being just self-absorbed fucking douchebags who you claim not to be, but more evidence just keeps showing that you are self-centered douchebags who will exploit anything for your own needs. So, the insufficiently celebratory are increasingly second-class citizens, and that really takes the cake. Again, when you're a business and you bake cakes for straight people, you have to bake cakes for gay people. You can't pick and choose what part of the public you fucking choose to serve. That's illegal. That's biased. That's bigoted. And the U.S. government and the state governments don't fucking have to take that shit. They can point you out and go, you're fucking breaking the law. here's the fucking law. You put your fucking nose in it and, rub it in and say, this is the fucking law, you broke it, here are the consequences. And that's what's happening, and you guys are getting pissy about it. That's what's happening. People are telling you you're fucking wrong, and you just put your fingers in your ears and you don't listen. Thankfully, there are no comments, so I'm done. Peace out, guys. Have a good day. I'm gonna go fucking chill out. Ta-ta.